continue discussing Team South Africa and the World Athletics Championship set to get underway in Doha next week. We're joined in studio by the acting CEO of SASCOC, Qondani Ngwenya. Thank you for your time as we continue this discussion. We've spoken about the athletes that will not be present, and there are a few big names, unfortunately, that are left outside of Team South Africa's 31-person squad. The 26-5 split between the men and women does leave a lot to question around the females. But if we go through the list of athletes that will still be there, Rashwell Somai, Anasa Jabondwana, Sonet Viljoen, Akani Simbine, these are names that, whilst they may not be gold medals in the bag for Team SA, those are names that I imagine a lot of people in the country will recognize and will acknowledge and should hopefully still be able to give a real shout in their relevant individual events, including the relays as well for the gents.
Absolutely. I mean, look, in the jumps, we've got Russia, we've got Luvo. Luvo is a world champion. He's a silver medalist in Rio. Look, he's got a big challenge from the Cuban. There's no question about that.
Is he the leader of this team? Is Luvo now seen as the leader of this team going into Doha?
He's the most medaled of the athletes. I mean, he's got a silver medal in Rio, so he's the only silver medalist there from an Olympic event. So he definitely is a standout for sure. Look, I think he's still the best jumper in the world right now. But as I say, the boy from Cuba is a big threat to him, and we've got to watch out for that. But Rashwa showed us what he can do as well at the Commonwealth and in London. So I'm quite confident that he'll show up. So I think the jumps, I'm pretty sure we're going to bring back some medals there. On the sprints, look, Akani is one of the top 8 in the world. There's no question about it. And I think he showed in his recent performances in London against some of the best in the world that he can do what is required of him when the time comes. He's got the BMT, he's got the experience now. So I think that guy is he's one of the best sprinters in the world at the moment. We should look for something out of him.
In that London 2017, if I'm not mistaken, that was a 1-3 finish for South Africa between Luvo and Rashwell. So let's hope that a 1-3 may well be on the cards again in Doha 2019. Absolutely. Are we being too, I want to use the correct words here, are we potentially being too soft to suggest that when you lose athletes, instead of looking at the hole that is left, the cliche of, well, it gives an opportunity for others? And I can give you multiple examples in other sporting codes of how opportunity has led to success.
Yeah.
If I think back to JP Duminy on the Proteas side back in late 2008, 2009, he stepped into that side and became a hero. We're taking a look at Francois Steyn for the Springboks now, who, 12 years ago was a 19-year-old kid that was forced in and became a Rugby World Cup champion. So some might say, oh, well, it's easy to say they have an opportunity to shine when they're forced to. But am I right in saying that more often than not, if and when athletes are forced into positions, that's when the real crop really does rise up to the top?
I had a conversation earlier today with somebody about, the lessons on sport and how those translate into business. When you practice sport day in, day out, you've got to do the same thing all over again. So if you're a sprinter, you've got to do the same thing every day, 5 days, 6 days a week, right? And the reason for that is that there's going to come a day where you have to do this thing once, just once, and be a hero. So when these kids, however young or old they are, when these athletes get into the track, the only thing that should be programmed in their heads is this is the day everything that I've done has been about. And therefore, to do that thing again should be almost an automatic response. That's the reason why successful athletes are successful in what they do. It's because it's a remote reaction to what they've done all over and over and over again. So I don't think it's a cliche to say when the door closes on one athlete, it's an opportunity for another. Because if that door never closes on that athlete, maybe the opportunity will never come to you. So you've got to grab that opportunity. However, having said that, I mean, it is correct to say that champions are not built in one day, they are built over time. But if these kids never get the opportunity, if these athletes never get the opportunity, to participate in an event of this nature at this level, then it's, we'll never know what they're capable of. So I'm a true believer in maintaining that ethos, that, look, we don't have Wade. We're not going to get him here now. We don't have Custer. We're not going to get her here. So it's up to those that are present right now to do what is asked of them to do. Because all these years, this is what you've dreamt about. So you've got to show up. And you don't know how this opportunity will ever present itself to you. So it presents itself sometimes by one athlete getting injured and you getting that opportunity, or one athlete retiring and you getting that opportunity. You've got to take it when it comes, because it's not written in script that this is how your opportunity is going to come. So I do hope, Tebogo at the 100-meter sprint, she's going to do what she did in Europe about 2 months ago. She's just going to come in and say, look, I'm ready for this. I'm going to take it. I'm going to do what is asked of me. This is the World Championship. It doesn't get bigger than this, so here am I. I'm going to run as fast as I've ever done.
Step up to the plate.
Exactly.
For South Africa. That's what we are hoping for.
Yeah.
The Karina Horne story is a story that I get the impression caught a lot of people off guard.
Yeah.
Another big name that will not be competing, at least for the immediate future for now, until perhaps there's further clarity on where that situation lies. We've been fighting the Caster Semenya fight for so long, whereby we've been fighting alongside our athletes, saying that, she's here not wanting to take anything. When stories like this surface, I'm afraid, where doping scandals come to the table and athletes get banned because of particular substances being found inside their system, where does that leave SASCOC now with regards to Karina Horne? What is the discussion around her? Where are we with that?
Well, there's not much really that I can say on the Karina Horne matter. We are a signatory to the water regulations and statutes. We subscribe to that fully. We've got SAIDS here in this country. We subscribe to SAIDS regulations fully. We are a founding member of that institution. So all the statutes that are espoused by those organizations we're part of. They've applied their rules and regulations and the procedures to, in the manner that they're supposed to. And we have to remain confident that they've done what they needed to do and it's done right. And unfortunately, Karina has fallen foul of that, if she has. And I'm not going to discuss the merits and demerits of the case because I don't know them, and certainly I'm not a scientist in that regard. But it's a very unfortunate incident. Certainly, it's coming at just before the World Champs, and she's been doing all right. She's been doing good so far. It's very unfortunate. So, and I think that's about all I can say. And if she's guilty as it is said she is, then unfortunately the law must take its course.
Have you guys had the opportunity to catch up with her, at least had a conversation? Where is her emotional state of mind?
No. We're not, and we don't do that, and we shouldn't do that, because that would be seen to be interfering with the procedures, the rules and procedures of the game. So we shouldn't do that. There's a lot of athletes that get caught on these kind of instances. We would never ever do that, and we are very confident that athletics is going to handle this matter in the manner that it should be handled, and there is absolutely no reason for me to doubt that Athletics South Africa is going to do the right thing here, and they are doing it, and it is what it is, and we must all live with it. It's very unfortunate.
Okay, great. Well, listen, we'd love to have you back perhaps towards the back end of the World Championships, maybe a little bit later, to get some review as to how Team South Africa performed. It's wonderful to have you back on Newsroom Africa. Thank you for your time, as always.
Appreciate it.
Please do come back and join us again. That is the acting CEO of SASCOC joining us live in studio to speak to us about the IAAF World Athletics Championships getting underway in just over a week's time. An opportunity for young South African athletes to shine, perhaps in the absence of some bigger names. We'll bring you all of the details, all of the updates right here on 405. Please do stay tuned as we continue to work through a very, very busy month as well. Plenty of sporting activity and a lot more to speak about both tonight and throughout the rest of the month as well. We take a quick break. We're back with more after this.
Far East.